sometimes you just have to take notes for your own self, for your own life, what's going on. Therapists sometimes refer to it as thought containment. Mostly it's just referred to as a brain dump. It's literally just getting all the things out of your head as quickly as you can without really thinking about it. Okay, because I love the little stick drawing figure, because if that was my drawing, that's what it would look like. But when you have too much up here, too many thoughts, too many worries, too many things to do, and you're trying to keep it all up here, we feel heavy. It does weigh us down. When we can just get it out, it is almost like a weight is lifted. And it really doesn't matter what format you use. I didn't show any kind of fancy brain dumps here. It literally can be on a Post-it note. It can be on the back of an envelope. It can be in your notebook. It can be in an organized journal. Some people do beautiful things like bullet journaling, and they put all of those things in there. It's really whatever system works for you, and doing it versus not doing it is the key. So the format, the vehicle doesn't really matter as much as just doing it. But really the reasons to kind of get that all out of your brain is to get out of survival mode. When we're trying to carry and juggle all those things in our brain, we're really just surviving day to day. And sometimes we miss deadlines. We don't get to hand in paperwork. We, didn't see a notification and now something's late. We're surviving, living like that. Sometimes it keeps us up at night. So you can keep your phone by your bed. If that's what you do, type it in your notes. If you like to just keep a pad and writing implement, jot down things that are weighing on you. Last night, I know when I couldn't sleep, I texted myself some things I needed to add to my to-do list, and then I could go back to sleep and kind of let those things go until the morning. Sometimes a brain dump can help you work through your emotions. You could do it right before an exam. Write down everything you're worried about or questions that think you're going to forget. Fold it up, put it to the side, take your exam, pick it back up, deal with those worries, those concerns, those to-do. Again, it helps you stay on top of your day, what you have going on, and you also become more intentional with your time, because once you're getting it out and you're acknowledging it, then you can deal with all the things that you really have to do, and it can help you prioritize just by seeing it. Maria, I kind of had you on here with me. Just is there anything you kind of wanted to add to that? Because I know as a senior, you've kind of added in some of these things to what you're doing. Along with your self-care, your journaling, your personal growth. Anything you wanted to add there?
So I also have an app on my phone. It's a diary app on there. It's not really like a diary for me. It's more of like whenever I want to, like, if I'm thinking something or if I'm having a conversation with someone and I really, really like want to resonate or remember what they said, I write it down. Just because I talk a lot to a lot of people. So like just writing down thoughts or any ideas in your head that you think that will help you in your personal growth, and kind of just even digging deeper and just asking yourself a lot of questions and writing them down. During COVID, I definitely wrote down things from the beginning of COVID to the middle of COVID, and kind of towards the end of COVID. Not the end, but like from transitioning back into coming back to college. So I think writing down things definitely like puts it into reality and like takes it out of your head and onto paper. And then once it's on paper, you can kind of navigate and figure out how you're going to be able to solve and get through certain things. So I think brain dumping is good because there's a lot to get out. We think a lot.
Yeah. And no one's grading it. It's not for, anyone else to even see unless you choose to share it. So what it looks like is very personal, but just doing it is better than not doing it. So grab scrap paper, grab a Post-it note, buy yourself a fancy journal, whatever, will make you feel like it's helpful.
The best thing about it is that you can always go back and really reflect on where you were back then and how you can grow from it and be a better person or better in general with your personal growth. So that's another.
Yeah. So there's so many different steps then you can take with what you write down that we just don't have time to go into tonight. But yes, there's so many things that you can then springboard from the things that you write down and making a plan, etc. for sure. So sometimes having a brain dump leads us into why it's important to take brain breaks. We are being accosted with all different types of stimuli in this hybrid learning environment. So Christine was going to talk to us a little bit about the importance and why we need to take breaks for our brain.
Thank you so much, Tammy. I really appreciate that. And I am with all of you. We are all kind of in this boat together. It just can't be emphasized enough. Even when you are resting, your subconscious is still working hard. And so by taking breaks, by taking a moment to change your focus, to step away for 5 minutes, to do something silly, it really actually is not a waste of time. It is an investment in your brain, in your wellness, in your comprehension. It is something which, quite frankly, is vital. We all know that our brain is an organ, but like the picture that Tammy has on the slide of the weightlifting brain, it works best when we treat our brains like a muscle. And if we overwork any given muscle, whether we're lifting weights or running, we know from professional athletes and from hopefully not our own experience, but we have a high risk of damaging that muscle, of injuring it and injuring ourselves, probably potentially badly. Overworking your brain isn't quite as detrimental, but neither is it beneficial. The more you overwork your brain, you're actually, it will take you longer to comprehend and to build the neural pathways that are needed than if you took a 5-minute break every 20-25 minutes of intensive brain activity. So what I'd like to do, just trying to honor everybody's time, is let's everybody take a moment and we're all going to smell the flowers. Ready? Blow out the candles. Smell the flowers. Blow out the candles. I'm old, I have a lot to blow out. One more time. And imaginary flowers don't nearly irritate my allergies or asthma as much as fictitious flowers. And blow out the candles. There are all kinds of brain breaks. You can take a minute and swim like a fish. You can take a minute and you can try some animal yoga. How might a giraffe do a downward facing dog, and what could that look like? You could take a minute and do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do 5 jumping jacks. Let's do 4 toe touches. Let's do 3 windmills. Let's do 2, I guess we'll get down and we'll do 2 crunches, and let's do 1 leg lunge. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is another great one. It just gets you up in place. Even again during a lecture, you find yourself drifting. A quick 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 can be very beneficial to pull you back, to recenter yourself physically, to recenter yourself intellectually, and continue to be ready to wrap up with that lecture. So we will be adding lots of suggestions to our Canvas page of different 1-minute activities that you can do to take a brain break. Put a couple of those 1-minute activities together, and you have an ideal moment to get ready to recenter and refocus yourself.